Selective mutism is basically what it sounds like, being mute, selectively. Hello strangers, I'm Major Ravenna and I have selective mutism. If you don't know what selective mutism is, you're like most people. I've always had to explain to people what it is, including GPs and educational psychologists. The main reason I'm making this video is that I want to discuss the silent protagonist trend in YA, and I want to be able to send people to this video just to tell them what selective mutism is and just to genuinely inform people about it. Selective mutism is basically what it sounds like, being mute, selectively. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated than that. You can physically speak fine, as in there's nothing wrong with your body except for your brain misfiring. Once upon a time it used to be called elective mutism. The main reason it's not called that anymore is that elective gave the idea that it was a choice, and it's not. The biggest misconception about selective mutism is that you choose not to speak. You don't. You are not choosing to be silent. You are not choosing to be silent. If you've ever had the air knocked out your lungs, there's this moment where the world is gone. And you can't say anything because there's no oxygen in your lungs to speak. That's what selective mutism is like, but you're still breathing. It's not always that extreme, and it's not like a full panic attack. It's your throat that won't work. You open your mouth, but you can't force the words out. Sometimes you don't know what to say. Sometimes it's too hard to even try. I would always dread it if I knew I had to speak. I'm odd in that I could make speeches or perform on stage. In fact, I like performing because I know what I need to do. I can plan, I can practice. But group work or having to ask a question was just something that I could not do. Even saying hello could be too much. There were literal days where I would not say anything to anyone. It's an anxiety-based disorder. Sometimes it's social anxiety and sometimes it's autism. Anxiety is a big trait of autism because of the whole sensory processing and other factors. I come from the autistic side of it. The reason I ended up diagnosed with autism is because I realised I had selective mutism. Full disclosure, I have Asperger's, but they're not calling it that anymore, it's just autism. Everything's autism. I also have dyslexia, and I went through years of speech therapy to learn how to say the letter R. But hey, sometimes I just don't say it. I'm just gonna move to Japan. They don't say the letter R either. My life's like a cosmic joke. I have issues in all forms of communication, and there's 3 R's in my full name. Obviously, I am able to be verbal. I mean, I'm speaking to you right now. You're not able to speak when you're uncomfortable or stressed, like with strangers, or if you're on an uncomfortable pace, like school. School is usually where selective mutism comes out to play. I went to a really small primary school, so I was mostly fine until I went to high school. I did have issues talking with strangers, but it was just seen as being shy. I'm so shy. So shy. I moved to a different region when I went to high school, so I didn't know anyone. And that was coming from a really small primary school where I had known everyone. High school was not a fun time for me for a lot of reasons, not even just with my own issues. I never really got the support I needed, or even just a small bit of understanding would have been really helpful. I did have a few friends, but I hanged out with them for a few months before I actually said anything to them. I was just the silent one in the corner. We were all kind of outcasts, and we'd all moved there, which I think is what really bonded us. And MCR. When I was 18, I found out about selective mutism completely by chance. It was a random conversation. Somebody was talking about the girl that they worked with who was autistic and had selective mutism, and they just were describing it, and I was like, wait, that's me, except the autism thing. That came later. That's a story for another day. But when I was 15, I was convinced something was wrong with me. That it wasn't normal that I couldn't speak to people. That I couldn't even order food for myself. I would have to tell my mom what I wanted, and then she would have to tell the server. I was kind of right, and it was such a relief to finally have a label. That I could say, I'm selectively mute, and that's why I don't talk. The media is talking about a lot more. Books are being published by big publishers claiming to have selectively mute characters in them. Not all of them do. Visibility is important, but it can become an issue when it's spreading misconceptions, and it can be hurtful. I'm a lot better than I was when I was 15 or 18 because I pushed myself so I could pursue what I wanted to do. I still have selective mutism. Somebody actually sent me off quite recently. Like, they were just terrible to me. And the funny thing is, they weren't customer service, so you'd think they would be better than that. I think I will always have it in the same way as I have dyslexia but can read. I will always be dyslexic, I will always be autistic, I will always have selective mutism. I just think that's the way my brain works. You don't outgrow it, you just learn to cope. I will always be on the character side. Except on these videos. If you have any questions or have your own experience about selective mutism, please comment down below. I will happily do a follow-up video about any of the things I've discussed in this video. I'm really open when it comes to my labels. I like that term. Some people don't, but I do. I was thinking of doing a video about that, but I don't know if you're interested or not. Should I? Tell me. I hope this video was helpful and informative. I will see you weirdos next time, where I'll be discussing the merits of becoming a hermit. Farewell. Focus, focus, focus! That I could say I was selective mutism. I am selective mutism. I am the whole environment. I am a cusp upon the planet. Anything. Say anything. Sing anything. Like I said, I like to perform. Jazz hands. That's not helpful. Well, it turns out explaining selective mutism is really difficult.